You're up early. Good morning. Did you have a nice rest? I'm glad. Mine was adequate enough, at least to get me through the day. Yet nothing tells me as to why you've gotten up at this early of an hour. Sleeping Beauty. Natalix. I should have known. That little fucker's been a pain in my ass for quite some time now. Didn't realize it would have extended to as far as his own people. If I can even call him that. Sometimes, I can't tell if it's that narcissism of his, or if he just secretly has a superiority complex. You know, we may be at odds, war with each other, but his upbringing wasn't exactly so peachy keen. Doesn't excuse what he's done, especially with my... But often, people with the superiority complex are the ones who have been damaged enough to never want to feel like that ever again. So, his only way to do that is by making sure everyone else around him is inferior to him. To some degree, I can understand what he's feeling. Inferiority is something that latches onto you like a drug and poisons your mind. And once you've become addicted, it's almost impossible to resist it. A poet, you say? Really, I'm anything but. The quote is just inspired by something I've heard Darius say a few times. And rightfully so. His upbringing, before he met me, is much worse than mine. In fact, I'd even say I cut the short end of the stick. I don't know the full story of the relationship he has with his family, but from what I've heard from passing conversations, I have a pretty good idea what that might be. Even when we were blacked out drunk during those long university nights, the one thing he locked up behind his heart was his family. Of course I did. Though he would never admit it, he was always the lighter weight between the two of us. I had learned that about him very early on in our friendship, so I made sure to only let him drink for very special occasions. Guess who was running the family? Barely a few bottles in, and he's gone just like that. Of course, I'm curious. But since university, I've never been one to pry him about it. I can tell it's something that's very personal to him. And so, as his colleague and his boss, I respect his privacy. If there comes a day where he wishes to tell me about his past, I'll be more than happy to listen. But until then, as they say in the Mafia, never let your guard down. Even in those closest to you. We agreed it's something mutual between us. Being in this for so long, it changes you as a person. Whether it's good or bad, I can't decide for myself. Morals and values, perspectives and ideologies, heart and soul. What even constitutes right and wrong anymore? There's always a set law when it comes to principles of humanity itself, but it's up to us how we wish to use it. Perhaps this is my truth, and so I must change to see it through. Hey, I don't ever believe I gave you permission to enter his office. Your presence I could pick you up and throw your little ass out of his office right now. Do you really want to test me? That's what I thought. Quite interesting, isn't it? You know, I helped Darius design this office when we were first moving things in. Of course, over the years, he's added his own personal touch to the place. So now, it feels like his office. I agree. Lively place. Although, I can't help but feels like there's a certain touch to it. Almost feels like there's some kind of hidden meaning behind this architecture of his. I could just be looking into things, since being in an occupation such as this has gotten my instincts on overdrive. This office doesn't feel like just Darius. It feels like Darius and someone else, as if there's a part of another person he brought along with him. The design of this place is oddly chaotic within itself, yet the symmetricality and the organization is almost deathly precise. And the color scheme, it's so professional. The hues of light and dark brown paint. If I didn't know any better, I would have thought that this was a professor's office. But the lining of black paint here gives off a sense of rebellion in its own way. Very fitting of Darius, in my opinion. Darius always had this rebellious nature to him. He stood out from the status quo, which made him very well known in our university. He was never a stickler for the rules, and lived his life how he wanted to. Yet, when he met me, and he and I became roommates, I sort of became his anchor. I had taken it that he had lived a very sheltered life, always being told what to do and how to act and behave, and always being compared to someone and told that you're inferior to them. I can't imagine what else he's been through beyond that. I know he sneaks off to London because he has his bank account still signed under my name, and it shows up on my bank statement every month. He traveled quite a bit during university, and he didn't have his own credit card back then, so we just used mine at the time. Then, when he got a job and got his own credit card, he accidentally signed his account under my name. He was fine with that at the time, since I helped him keep track of his expenses. But now he's completely forgotten all about that. I'll tell him eventually. Actually, Darius said he has business plans he needs to attend to in about a month, so I guess he's returning back to London to check up on them again. Maybe whatever's in that package he asked me to grab for him is for that person. Am I being a little paranoid? But I'm glad you agree. Anyways, we've been lingering around this office for long enough. You should freshen up a bit before the meeting. Have you had breakfast yet? Aaron should be getting here soon. He's the head and only chef at the facility, and he gets here a bit after I do to prepare the meals for the day for all of us. He may not dabble in the more frisky on-scene work like some of my capos do, but his work is still very appreciated nonetheless. Coming back to a nice meal after completing whatever shit show of an assignment that needs to be done that day is something we don't take for granted. It's one of the only luxuries we can afford in the Mafia anymore. Also, the fact that Eris makes some of the best food around helps. and meet him you shall. Now, come on. You've got something to do, and I have a meeting I need to prepare for. Time is of the essence, don't you know? Where the fuck were you? You've been here for a few months now, haven't you? Our facility isn't that complicated of a layout, so I'm not quite believing your little story, Sleeping Beauty. You're late enough to the meeting as it is. And we can't spare another minute talking about this right now. Get inside. We'll talk about this later.
Airhead over here, maybe we wouldn't be paying for another property bill. Helios got on our asses last time we had to spend more money on a bill because one of you dumbasses couldn't stop yourselves from destroying something.
The assignment was to retrieve the security data from the network. We completed our mission and we left. What else happens shouldn't be any of my concern.
Well, it starts to become a concern when the monthly bill shows that almost 4% of our total income is used to pay for your consequences.
Luckily, Atlas covers the finance for those bills now, but I highly doubt he's doing it out of kindness.
So the bill is covered. Problem solved.
It's not a matter of having someone else to cover the pay for your mistakes, dingus. It's about maintaining good relations with people. I highly doubt one of the highest corporations in the city enjoys using his spare pocket change to cover for you.
Well, are you Atlas? 'Cause I'm not sure why you're trying to speak on his behalf.
It's called intuition and having a brain, you imbecile.
At least my performance scores are higher than yours, Ice Queen.
We're not even in the same performance category. Are you
Helios?
serious? I can't
Yes,
believe you
Darius.
said something
Should
like
we
that.
perhaps begin the
Come
meeting?
on!
If we
You
don't
know
stop them now,
goddamn
they'll
well that
continue
this
on
is
like
not
this
true.
until who
It
knows
doesn't
when.
matter, we're in
And I'm
different
already
categories.
exhausted from
My
this
score
morning.
was still
I've asked
high.
Eris to save my breakfast till after the meeting's over, so if we have to stay here until they're done, I will cry.
It's
Wow.
annoying.
You're so
Eris is actually
insensitive.
saving your food?
I can't believe any of this.
Lucky.
Oh, now
Helios.
she's yapping
Got
about
it, got
love.
it.
We're gonna be listening
Just
to this
wanted to have a bit
bickering
of
for
laugh.
hours now.
Alright. That's enough, you two. We don't have all day, and we have a meeting to get through.
God, finally.
She started it anyway.
Oh, you.
Belle, don't.
He's just messing with you, Belle. You know he likes to do that to you.
Ugh.
Now, if everyone's finally settled down, shall we begin? So today, Helios and I have called you all in to discuss something that happened 2 days ago.
On Thursday, we received news that there was a break-in in our secret file containment area. There's leading evidence that suggests it was one of Natalix's people, though we aren't 100% sure, to be honest. But this is the only lead we have, and nothing is 100% certain here anyways, so...
How did someone from Natalix manage to sink all the way into the file containment? Isn't that place hidden deep in the middle of the facility?
Hold on. More importantly, how the hell did they manage to bypass my security defenses? I spent 3 months crafting it to perfection. Not saying that Nexus people aren't smart, but come on. It's me we're talking about here.
I don't believe we've reviewed the security footage from outside the facility yet, have we, Helios?
Not since last night, no. We were so focused on the intruder that we even forgot about how they got in here in the first place.
Huh? That's strange.
What is it, Darius?
The footage, I can't access it. The system is locking me out of the security footage.
The system?
Of course. Any rational intruder would think to disable the cameras first before making their move.
But the cameras weren't disabled. They somehow managed to lock me out of our own system itself.
Are you able to access any other footage from Thursday, Darius?
Let me check.
I've never heard of anyone doing this before. I have to hand it to them. This is certainly unexpected on our end.
Oh yeah, why is the prisoner here with us today?
Belle! Unnecessary.
What? I'm still not keen on him being here in the facility in the first place, especially as a capo of Natilix.
But didn't Nex try to assassinate him? That's what the Helios told us. And I highly doubt he wants anything to do with being his capo anymore after that.
Yeah, could you imagine your boss wanting you dead after finding out you're useless to him?
Callian, that's not funny. I'm so sorry about him. I promise he means no offense towards you.
Yes, Nax did try an assassination attempt on him, but the fact that he was a capo for Natilix means nothing here, alright? He will be treated such as anyone else in this facility. Whether you trust him or not is completely dependent on you. I have no intention to make you think differently, but I will not tolerate any kind of disrespectful treatment towards him. Do I make myself clear?
Got it.
Understood.
Mm-hmm.
Belle?
Yeah.
Yes, they are. Though I suppose I haven't properly introduced you to them yet, huh?
Nor did they to him. Everyone's left in the dark a little bit.
These guys are among my highest ranking capos. They're the main team I work with for important assignments and such. They're also the ones who will be working with me for the secret operation. No one else in the facility knows about it as of right now. I can't risk too many capos knowing and potentially screwing everything up. No, not this one. Infiltration is just a small part of the main operation we're preparing for. But enough about that. Let's get you acquainted with the others first. To my left, meet Callian Milos, the Raven's third-ranked capo.
Hey, I'm Callian, capo of technology and marketing. Codename, Corruption. I handle the facility software and programming, as well as any assignments that involve data collection or system bypassing and such. Nice to meet you, by the way.
And next to him is Kami Rain, ranked second amongst everyone.
Yep, I'm Kami, capo of engineering. Codename, the Reaper. Whether it's contraptions, traps, or just engineering something, I'm the guy to go to. Always such fun seeing the enemies walk into my reality of traps and simply disappear.
Just be wary of his pranks, though. We're all too often victim to a bag of feathers all over our heads, despite his rather violent methods.
I once found a fake spider in my briefcase from him after coming back from a scene. And dear God, was I about to nuke that thing out of existence. God, I fucking hate spiders.
I remember that day. Your reaction was priceless.
He's not scared of being held at gunpoint, but will do anything to not be within a 5 feet vicinity of an insect.
Yeah, and it's not funny.
It's a little funny.
Okay. To the left of Kami is Belle Etoile, ranked 5th.
Capo of Investigation and Law, codename Seer. I mainly work behind the scenes as an operator leaving capos out of the field through the battlefield.
Belle has special permission from me to access the city's network system for this purpose, and she's more than proven herself to not have any ill agenda of using it to her benefit. Besides that time I caught her spying on someone going to their work on 4th Street.
Hey! I thought we agreed to leave that in the past. Anyways, I also work on the facility's legality issues, and mainly work on the main investigation assignments from Helios.
Last and finally, across from Belle is one of the facility's main core, Alice Varens. She's a bit shyer than the other 3, but don't let her demeanor fool you. Ranked 4th.
It's nice to meet you. I'm Alice, capo of chemistry and research, codename Gaia. Though I mainly focus on chemistry, I also help research things for all sorts of areas. I've helped research technology software for Cal, material components for Kami, info about other mafias for Belle, and mainly infrastructure for the facility. Kind of like a jack of all trades, if you will.
Yes, she does specialize in chemistry, just like Celine. Although I can't say who is better at it. I've never seen any of Celine's work, besides the magic acid that Darius showed me.
Magic acid? Isn't that also known as fluorosulfic acid
Antimony pentafluoride, one of the strongest known acids known to humankind. was what the intruder used to break the locks on the file compartments.
Oh, yes. I do work with Darius from time to time. His knowledge on biomedical science has saved me time and time again on some work and personal studies I've had.
Now, with everyone's introduction finally out of the way, let's cut to the chase. On Thursday, the intruder stole some of our files, obviously. Yet, what they stole is the important detail here. Why they stole these files specifically, we don't know.
They stole not our operation files, which hold all the information about what we've been working on for many months now, but the schedules of 3 people here. Helios, me,
And you, Alice.
Me?
Why would Natalex want your guys' schedules? This all seems a bit strange to me.
Information is powerful, Kami. I shouldn't have to keep reminding you about this. Whatever Nax wants with the schedules, it must have some worth to him. Otherwise, he wouldn't go through all this trouble to get it.
And that's exactly why we're all here today. We called you four in this morning because we are going to launch a small operation against Natalex. We need to find out what he's been up to, and if we can, what he plans to do with those files.
It's been a bit quiet around here lately.
Originally, Ryder was going to be joining us here as well, but I sent him out earlier to go gather intel on the streets around Natalex. We're gonna need info on the scene there if we're gonna be planning this out strategically.
Oh, him. He gets on my nerves, and he's the only person who hasn't fallen for one of my pranks yet. The sneaky bastard.
Doesn't he have to guard around that place now? Thanks to a certain someone blowing a huge hole in the wall on their way out of here the first time.
It was either that or get captured. I did what I had to do.
Look, what's done is done. There's no point in getting caught up in the past. What we need to do is focus on what's happening right now. Now, in order to even get past those guards, we're going to need their schedules. And it just so happens that we have someone who knows the ins and outs of that place.
So that's what he's here for.
You remember the routines of Nax's guards?
Once we find the time and place that there's sure to be no guards, Callion and Ryder will head over to Natalex to begin Operation Infiltration. There, you'll head to the location marked on your watch, Callion, and use the device Kami built to enter Nax's facility.
I've just gotten an update from Ryder. It looks like there's an air vent behind Natilix's building on the far right corner. He says, for the most part, it's where the least amount of guards keep watch, from what he's seen so far.
And it looks like we have our location.
So, is that my assignment then? To engineer a device that'll break through the air duct fence?
And it needs to be as silent as you can make it. I'm sure even any noise at normal frequency is going to alert the guards of your position, Callion.
I haven't engineered much of those kind of devices, so I'll need to do a little more experimenting, especially ones that produce almost no noise at all.
I can help you research on that. I have some books on silent tuning contraptions from my first assignments.
As well, some of the general things you usually make in case things were to go south. Tear gas, bomblets, smoke screens, vision blinders.
The usual. Got it.
But why is Ryder coming along with me? I don't see the need to have 2 people crawl through that vent. It'll only produce more noise.
He's not going to be going with you inside the vent, Callion. Ryder is heading there on an assignment separate from yours. You see, while you'll be infiltrating their facility, we've set Ryder up to become a part-time intern there. It's something that if all goes according to plan, it'll give us a lot of leverage over Nax.
He's there to basically be a decoy. If he's able to maintain his identity, there's a lot of inside information that he could learn about Natalex. And if Callion were to get caught, Ryder would be the one to report that to Nax, hopefully ridding himself of any suspicion. Only if you get caught, though.
Ryder snitches on me if I get caught. That sounds pretty lame.
You'd be making a break out of here anyways. It's not like you'd be sulking over being betrayed by him at that point.
And Ryder would be reporting the wrong location anyways, giving you even more time to escape.
Oh, it's like killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
So, what do you want me to do once I get inside that building?
You'll be making your way over to his security room. There, you'll be hacking into his database and finding out if there's been anything inconspicuous happening there. Footage, surveillance, camera, audio recording, anything you can get your hands on that's important. Then extract that data and bring it back to us.
Also, we want you to link a few of his cameras back to Bell's and Darius's device. Make sure not to leave any trace that you've hacked through. This is to not only spy on Nax, but also to keep an eye on Ryder as well.
Easy work. They'll never even know I was there.
Then what am I doing, Helios?
You'll be operating his assignment, won't you? But before that day arrives, I need you to investigate someone from Natalix for me.
Yeah, sure. Who do you need?
Celine Dior, an old classmate of mine from university.
An old classmate? And he works for him?
I can't believe there's someone who works in the same field I do.
Well, here's your chance to prove yourself, Alice.
Sure. What do you need me to do?
Darius has samples of the acid that Celine made to break through our file compartments. I need you to create a concoction from it that will expand and liquefy everything it touches. It's something Ryder is going to need for an objective I assigned him. Do you think you can do that?
Expand and liquefy. Well, the expansion part, we could try a chemical reaction that heats up the acid into an expanding foam. It's not a hard thing to do, it just uses the same principles as those of liquid hand soaps that froth into a foam once you pump it out. Except with the soap, it uses cellular bubbles that surround the liquid to change it into foam. With actual chemicals, it uses a heating reaction that continuously expands the liquid into a foam-like substance. The only thing is that, as it keeps expanding, the effectiveness of the acid is going to begin to deteriorate. Well, not so deteriorate, but the concentration begins to spread out since it's expanding. I'll also have to run some tests to see how strong it is with different kinds of materials once the liquid changes to the foam. But I should be able to do this.
Wonderful. Everything's in place. Now, we just needed time to execute it. So, now it's your turn to do your part, boy. The guard's schedules. That little brain of yours has the info we need to tie everything together. From 1 to 1:30 p.m., huh? An awfully tight time window. Yet, not surprising.
Wait, if that's true, then that only leaves Callion about a 10-minute window to get in. Is that going to be enough time to get him through the vent before the cameras start back up?
I can make the device be manually operable. That way it all locks down to how efficient Cal can work instead of relying on a slower automated system.
Then that should be plenty of time for me. I've worked with Kami's contraptions enough to have a general sense of how to use them. And it's not like this is my first rodeo infiltrating into a vent.
It'll be a tight time crunch, but I have faith in all four of you to execute this operation successfully.
We got this, Helios. We won't let you down.
After everything you've done for us, we'll see the whole thing through.
We wouldn't be where we are without you. That much I can admit at least.
So it's our turn to repay you for all the things you've done for us. Rest assured, we will not fail.
Thank you. All of you. I'm glad to have all 5 of you by my side.
They also know how important this is to you, Helios. As do I. You don't give yourself nearly as much credit as you deserve. You've chosen to not only try to avenge your parents, but to also bear the weight of the entire city on your hands.
Oh, you don't know, kiddo? A few years ago, Helios's parents were in...
Shh! I promised Helios' story would stay between us, Belle.
Oh, right. Sorry, Helios.
I didn't think I'd have to hear the beginning of that story ever again.
I didn't mean to make you relive it.
It's alright, Belle. Just try to remember for next time, please.
Got it.
Well, before we conclude this meeting, there's something that still derails our plan a bit. Without access to the footage outside, I won't know what the intruder did to bypass our cameras. If they found a way to get into here and we don't figure out how to fix it, that just leaves a wide gap open in our defenses for them to go through.
If it's a program issue that they've messed with, do you want me to take a look at it? There should be a trace they left behind somewhere that I can follow.
If you could, Callion.
You got it. I'll take a look at the software when the meeting's done, and get you the results as soon as I can.
Thank you.
You've got to admit, Cal may be a big block of stubbornness, but he sure is hardworking when he commits himself to it.
What?
It's admirable. I'll give him that.
If only he could be like this with his classes more.
I do well in my classes. Thank you very much.
Yeah? Only your major, that is. You have a B average in all your other core curriculums.
Hey, that's not bad. I was a slightly above average student back in school, but I did better in university. To most families, they would be proud of that. But I guess not every family does.
You did your best, Darius. If those out there can't see that, then they're not worth your time.
Yeah, fuck 'em.
Callian.
What?
God. Never mind. Did we cover everything we need to, Darius?
Yep, we pretty much covered everything.
Alright. We'll end things here for today. Does someone have something to say before we dismiss you all?
Nope.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Same here.
Alright. Get out of here, you nuggets. And try not to run this facility into debt, please.
No promises.
Cal, we won't.
Some free time to game.
Like you always do.
Hey, I have my interests. You have yours.
You run along too, boy. Darius and I need to talk about something. I'll contact you later, so we can finish our discussion from earlier.
Discussion? Was it something serious?
Just a little something between him and I. Nothing of major importance.
Ah. Well, I suppose I'll see you later, Rookie. Enjoy the rest of your morning. If I see you later, I'll make sure to say hi. So, what do you need to speak with me about, Helios?
Will this really work? Everything was thrown together at the last minute. And we're risking more than we ever have before.
Helios, you've pulled off some of the craziest operations that I've ever seen in my life. The Golden Heist and the Assassination Night were beyond me. Did you hear that, Helios?
Yeah, it sounded like it came from outside. Someone probably just dropped something walking by.
Ah. Well, like I was saying, those operations should have been beyond impossible. Yet you were able to pull it off, Helios. No one else in the world would have been able to pull that shit like you did.
There you are. Come with me. We have something we need to finish talking about. Don't you remember? Now, let's continue off where we left off. Why were you late? I'm not taking that excuse for an answer. I've practically seen you roam every inch on this floor. Were you up to something? Or somewhere you weren't supposed to be? A reasonable excuse, I will admit. But
Hey, Helios, I tried calling your name from my office, but you didn't seem to hear me. I need to ask you... am I interrupting something?
not anything of particular importance.
Are you sure? Because I feel like I just walked in on something.
Is something the matter? You said that you tried calling my name earlier or something.
Ah, nice subject change. But yes, I came in here to ask if you got my package this morning. You know, the one I told you about?
Yeah. A bit of suspicion from the owner, but I got it nonetheless. I brought it to your office this morning and left it on your desk. It should still be there.
On my desk?
Yeah, on your desk. Oh, Did something...
It's not there. Not on, under, or anywhere around my desk. You're sure that's where you left it?
Right on it.
You alright there, Rookie?
Hmm?
You seem to be a bit pale there.
Something to tell us. Oh boy, this should be something.
Let him speak, Helios. I don't know what's going on between the two of you, but you can set that aside until after he said what he wants to. Now, what is it that you'd like to tell us, Rookie? You know where the package is? Wait, how do you know where the package is? Don't tell me. You hid it in your room? Oh, Helios! You forgot to lock up my office before you left?
Ow! I didn't know I forgot to lock up your office. I just left to go prepare for the meeting after I placed it down in your office.
You... Could you excuse Helios for a moment, Rookie? I need to have a little word with him in private for a moment.
What? Hey, Darius, where are you taking me?
How could you forget to lock up my office, Helios? Do you know what kind of shit I have hidden in there?
Of course I know. But you're not mad that he was in your office with me?
What? No, why would I? You were there anyway, so it's not like I would have had anything to worry about. Besides, it looked like it worked wonders, because if he didn't go with you, someone could have potentially stolen the package.
No one in this facility is dumb enough to try and take anything from your office, Darius. They know the consequences if they do. They've seen what happens firsthand.
I don't care if they do. I placed the task of getting the package in your hands because you're the only one I trust enough to handle it. I don't give a fuck about anyone else when it comes to this package. I'm not going to risk the package being stolen no matter who it is. It's almost as important as...
You're talking about the letter, right?
You know how important that letter is to me, Helios.
Even if I don't know what it is.
That's none of your concern. What's in that letter is only for me and one other person to know.
Other person? Who?
Don't. Just don't.
I don't know anyone else who it could be. Darius. Is it from that night?
No, it's someone who I used to be close with. Very close with. And I thought we agreed to move that night past us. Nothing happened that night. Nothing.
Something. Can't deny that.
Helios. Just stop. Not here.
What is it? My picture frame? Is there something... hey! It's broken! What the hell happened to it? A hidden camera? In here?
Yeah, let me take a look at the crack. I'm going to try and dissect this a bit if I can.
How did you know that there was a camera in here, boy?
Okay.
It looks almost indistinguishable. You recognize Natalix's design.
Odd.
Hmm.
Okay. It's true.
Hmm?
If you look closely at the outer ring of the lenses here, there's an extra integration on the wood. A Trinity cross.
Since when was there a camera in this picture frame? And how long has it been in there?
Calm down. I don't believe it's as serious as it might be. I have a theory it might have been the intruder from Thursday. It's likely that before they headed off to the file containment, they had gone to your office first to plant the camera in your picture frame to try and spy on you.
Next. You fucking bastard.
I mean, I don't blame him. Especially since someone likes to forget to lock the door.
Oi! I don't forget that much, you walnut.
But you forget enough. Ah, thank you, Ricky. It's nice to know someone agrees with me.
Moving back on topic. Now that we know about this hidden camera, what should we do with it? Boy, Darius, any ideas?
Not off the top of my head.
You've got something, boy? What is it? Huh. This could actually work. If the camera system in the lens is connected back to their security system over there, then it'll make it much easier for us to control when Callion links their cameras.
Having a backup route to their system is a nice touch, especially if things go south and Callion wasn't able to link the cameras up. The main objective is to get into the database anyway.
Darius, is the system in the frame still functional by any chance?
From what I can tell, yes. Looks like the rookie managed to only shatter the outer layer of the camera, but I'll have to deconstruct it completely to make sure. And to remove the system, of course.
Perfect. Let's not waste any more time here. I'll go head off to find Callion and inform him about the camera system. He'll want to take a look at it as well.
No, I won't be going with Helios, Ricky. I need to head off to the lab to begin dissecting the system from the frames.
Callion will be joining you, Darius. Once I find him.
Sounds like a plan.
Oh, and, remember to take the picture out of the frame before you start. I don't want it to get damaged.
What? Helios, I won't be touching the picture at all. Besides, it's only a picture of you and me.
I know, but still, you never know if something will happen to it.
Yes, I suppose you could never know. Alright, I'll take good care of it before I start. I promise. Oh wait, I didn't mean to...
Thank you, Darius. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Alright, enough chit-chatting. I'll be off to the laboratory now. I'll catch you two later, okay?
Alright. See you later, you walnut. Oh, it's just a little inside joke between him and I. Don't concern yourself too much about it, boy. You did good today. I'm proud of you. I am. Not only did you warn me about the camera, you also cooperated with us at the meeting and saved Darius's package from being stolen when I forgot to lock up his office. I'm sure Darius is also very appreciative of that. You can even go and confirm it with him if you'd like. But that's going to have to wait until after he's done with his work. For now, go enjoy your day. There's nothing else mandatory scheduled for today, so you're free to spend it how you please. Outside? I guess I can trust you enough because of today. Don't stray to unfamiliar or shady areas, you hear me? Also, don't stray too far from the facility location. Otherwise, I won't be able to find you or reach you in time if you were to get ambushed or attacked. The phone I gave you has a satellite surveillance tracker on it, courtesy of Callion and Kami installing it onto your phone. So, in case you were to try anything sneaky behind my back, I'll know. And I don't think you'll want to find out what happens if I find out. Good. Alright, off you go. I need to tidy up around here before I go and seek out Callion. I've left things in too much of a mess lately here. Damn it. You're welcome, little one. I'll see you later.